I've been that guy. While you was at home doing this, I was in the club making moves.
Jake Paul, if this is not going to be, curated into a little dance around exhibition, could find himself in a way of getting seriously hurt here, like Francis Ngannou did. Francis Ngannou was an MMA fighter that got blasted out by Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua has finally spoken out after Jake Paul's new training footage exploded online, with fans breaking down every slow-mo punch and power combo. AJ, a former unified heavyweight king, isn't easily impressed, but he's definitely watching. Joshua acknowledged Paul's sharper, faster, more disciplined form, yet made it clear that while Paul is improving, experience will decide everything when they meet on fight night.
Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua should not get in the way of Fury and Joshua. Really, in my view, it's an absolute joke. It shouldn't be sanctioned. I really don't believe it should be sanctioned. I have a sneaking suspicion that it would be a very big fight. But the biggest thing is us rubbernecking to actually see if they do get to the point where they step in the ring together. Because Jake Paul's an area-level fighter, a British area-level fighter, and Anthony Joshua is still a killer and a live heavyweight. That should not be sanctioned anywhere in the world, in my view.
It's dangerous, mate.
Very dangerous.
It brings the sport into disrepute. The people that are talking about organising that, they should have a real hard look at themselves.
But even Eddie Hearn's kind of teasing he doesn't like it, but you can see the glimpse of dollars.
There's no price. There is no price.
There shouldn't be.
There's absolutely no price on the planet in order to make that fight, because it is dangerous.
Back when Jake Paul was still finding his place in boxing, Anthony Joshua surprised fans with a rare compliment. In a 2025 interview, he said he's good for boxing, acknowledging Paul's influence even as critics doubted him. Now that the matchup is real, the stakes are higher than ever. Paul enters at 12-1 with 7 KOs, facing the toughest test of his career, while Joshua, the former unified heavyweight champion, brings a 28-4 record and years of elite experience.
Paul's trying to fight Anthony Joshua now. How do you think that's going to go?
Man, Anthony Joshua, I don't know why I think Anthony Joshua would knock him out. No disrespect to Jake Paul, I think Anthony Joshua would knock him out. I'm staying within 2-3 rounds.
Yeah.
You saw what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou?
Yeah.
Come on, I never seen Francis get knocked out.
Yeah, that's huge too.
Yeah,
they're both huge.
Yeah, he's huge. But you gotta hear the story. You gotta get Francis Ngannou in here and hear this story though.
I'd love to.
Bro, he was set up though, for real.
On that fight?
Yeah, I believe him. Cause here's what they do, what sometimes what people don't understand. In boxing too, I don't know a whole lot about boxing. When you fight for promotion, they promote that fighter. So he's fighting in Saudi Arabia. So they was probably fighting at 3 a.m. and they had him in the locker room since 12.
During their first public face-off on November 21st, Anthony Joshua didn't hold back. He stressed the professionalism of the event, calling it massive, colossal, and a true high-profile clash where marketability meets real skill. His message was clear: total focus, no mercy. When Jake Paul was asked about his expected weight for the December 19th showdown, he admitted he'd recently been cutting for another fight, making the jump tougher. He predicted he'll come in around 215 to 225 pounds.
Good team, nothing negative. He's here to do his job. I could sit up here, as I said, and try and address all the things that Jake doesn't do good. But I'm fighting the Jake that's going to do everything good on December 19th. So let me focus on that. He's a good person, does his thing, great team around him, puts in the work, and that's why he's sitting here now. Anyone out there in the world that works harder than the next person deserves to be a front runner, and he's a front runner in the boxing game right now.
Respect. Jake, can I ask, it feels to me from afar, you're in a bit of a lose-lose here, because it seems like a lot of people want to see you get obliterated, right? A lot of people want to see you get your comeuppance. And if you do pull off the upset, or if this fight goes the distance, again, the whispers will start to come. People will discredit you. People will say, this, that, and the other about the fight. How do you balance that, and how do you deal with that?
Man, I've already won at every single thing in life. I'm playing on house money. I've accomplished all my dreams, said everything I was going to do, from becoming, the first influencer to become an actor on Disney, to becoming the biggest YouTuber in the world, to rising to the top of boxing and having the largest viewed fight in the history of the sport. I've accomplished everything. So this is a win-win and another challenge for myself. I've never been knocked down or knocked out even in sparring, but I'm in a sport where that happens. And I know this is dangerous, but this is no different than a soccer player, losing in the World Cup on the biggest stage. If that's how it goes, if I take one of those punches that Francis Ngannou took and I'm on the canvas, let's see how tough I am. Let's see if I can get back up. But I'm ready for that. I'm prepared for that mentally, and I know that he has to deal with me as well. This is not as one-sided fight as people think, and I have power. I have the ability to put people to sleep, and so that's why I took this challenge. And I know it's crazy and all of that, but I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited. My team's excited, and everyone believes in me, and that's all that matters.
How much do you expect to weigh on fight night?
Man, I was cutting down for Gervonta, so it's been a little tough getting back up in some strength for this, but anywhere 215 to 225, we'll see.
Okay, and I want to clear something up with you, AJ. I saw in the press release that it said that on weigh-in day, you can't weigh above 245, but post weigh-ins, you can weigh whatever you want. There's no rehydration clause or anything like that. Is that accurate?
Whatever it says, yeah, I think that's the case. But my focus, 111 kilograms is what I got to weigh in at, right? I do kilograms, not
Yeah,
pounds.
I don't know. You stumped me on that one. What is 111? Should I look it up?
245.
Okay, 245, yes.
Jake Paul insists this fight is his moment to silence every critic who claims he only targets smaller or washed-up opponents. By stepping in against Anthony Joshua, a true heavyweight and former world champion, Paul says he's proving he belongs at the sport's highest level. "When I beat Joshua, every doubt disappears. No one can deny me," he declares. The Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua showdown will be a fully sanctioned professional heavyweight bout under Marquis of Queensberry rules. 8 rounds, 3 minutes each, with 10-ounce gloves. Joshua must weigh in at no more than 245 pounds to keep the matchup competitive. A win or defeat will go directly on both men's professional records. This isn't a spectacle. This is the real deal.
They said, fight a real boxer. They said, fight someone your size. They said, fight a world champion. We looked at a long list of supposed fighters for me to fight. The world. Make no mistake, this is the biggest fight of my career. I'm walking into the lion's den. I'm doing something that no one else has ever done before. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua Friday, December 19th, live on Netflix. My voice cracked, I'm still going through puberty. The biggest fight of 2025, USA versus UK. He's got the belts, the size, the history, but I have the balls. Be careful what you wish for. Jake versus Joshua, Judgment Day. He has a 90% knockout ratio, but I have a 100% chance.
Teddy Atlas offers a cautiously intrigued take on Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. He warns the leap may be too extreme for Paul, given the massive gap in skill and experience, but he doesn't rule it out. Atlas notes Joshua's recent knockout loss and long layoff, hinting that ghosts in the attic could make him vulnerable. While AJ is still the stronger, sharper fighter, Atlas says he's curious to see which version of Joshua shows up on fight night.